Hey, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Nisi, aka the Ebony Traveler. Hopefully today is Friday and you guys are getting 2 videos in 1 week, and there's a very good reason for that. This is a topic that I do need to touch on, and it is pertaining to my last story time. Before I get into what this video is about today, I'm not sure what the title of this video is going to be, but trigger warning should be in the title, and if it's not, here is your verbal warning that I'm giving you guys. This may trigger some negative emotions for some people. I apologize in advance, but I would also advise you, if you aren't okay with hearing about domestic abuse, then you should probably choose to click off of this video now. I do not want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. I will get into what this video is about because it is very serious. The last video that I posted was a story time about my creepiest club experiences, and if you haven't seen it, the little eye should come up here. You should definitely watch that first. I'll also leave the link in the description box below. You should probably start with that video so you can understand who I'm talking about in this video, and then move forward. I posted a video a month after the whole event occurred. When I went to go post the video, something was kind of pulling at my spirit, something was kind of just speaking to me in a sense. I honestly think it was a message from God, and so pretty much it was like, Nisi, you've seen this person before, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, maybe I got this really strong urge that I knew who this person was or is, and I know exactly what they've done. The thing about me is I am awful with names. You could say your name 20 times and I probably won't get it, but I am really good with faces. And in the video when I was talking about Dante, I did mention that, something about him didn't sit well with me, but also something about Dante seems slightly, when I say slightly, I mean like this familiar. It was nothing like, ding, I know who it is. But as I said, as I was posting this video, my spirit was speaking to me, and I was just like, what is it? I had this really strong urge to go into this Facebook group that quite a few expats are a part of and search the Facebook group, because I just knew all of a sudden. And while I was on my way to Seoul, I decided to just go ahead and look, and what I typed into the search box was man beats. And the reason why I had typed that in was because when I told you guys I got this feeling, the feeling was like, Shanice, this guy was in a post you read about a man hitting a woman. Scrolled down and I finally saw what I was looking for. This has to be him. And this is the part where obviously it becomes a trigger, but when I tell you guys, I saw the post again. First time I had seen the post, I clicked it and I had read it and I had thought, what a monster. Because the way that he had beat this woman, she was inches away from death. She was a bloody, literally a bloody mess. I went ahead and I took a screenshot and I sent it to Kim. And I said, Kim, is this Dante? And she said, yes, it is. I had said to her, a summary. I knew, something in my spirit told me to check this today, and I did. And this is Dante, and he beat this woman, actually his fiance, and she didn't say anything for a minute. And then when she came back, she was like, I'm shook, I'm scared, I can't even teach right now, I could have died that night. That really scared me because, remember, he followed her back to our Airbnb and he was trying to force his way in. I'm just shocked because I'm like, one, look at God. This is a lesson on so many different levels. As much as we should not have left, due to the predicament of us being extremely uncomfortable, no one can really wrong us for leaving, Not saying that it's settled, it sits well with me. I still wish I would have stayed. I spoke to him and I said, I really hope that this serves as a lesson for you. I'm not trying to throw her under the bus, I'm not trying to put her on blast or anything, but I'm just letting you guys know the conversation we had. This has to be a lesson for you, that when we say let's go, and you're saying I'm grown and so on and so forth, that's cute and everything, but it's only because we care. Because we as women, and just us as people, we never know who we're meeting out there on the road. You know what I mean? Like, people will paint a picture for you. You know, someone might be cute at first glance, and you find out that, in fact, only back in October, he had beat a woman to a pulp, and this woman was supposed to be his fiance. Now, I'm going to share the details of the story with you guys that I know. And the reason I'm going to share them is because this story is actually quite public, and I'm not going to post this picture in this video. I'm going to post an article that can link you guys to the whole situation. Quite a few blogs and websites covered this. And also the woman that it happened to, she made it quite public on her own. She made a Facebook post about it, and it was shared, I believe, over 1,000 times. She even did a live stream that she still had, that I was able to find and watch recently, as in yesterday. So the information is very, very public. He's still out there in those streets, and that's another reason why I'm coming to share it with you guys, because, you know, a lot of you guys come to Seoul, a lot of you guys party, and that's not a problem. I want you guys to be able to identify him and stay away from him, and then also take away from this as well. She wanted it to be shared as per her post on Facebook. I'm going to try and, like, pretty much give you a summarized version of what happened. She was visiting her fiance. I'm not sure what their relationship was like before. She didn't get into that in her live stream. They ended up going out to that same club that I told you guys that I had been in and felt extremely uncomfortable. And I guess she was getting tired. And when she asked him a couple times when they were leaving, he kept on pushing the time up: 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. But he was also being an ass about it. She took off because she was falling asleep, and she went back to where they were staying. A friend walked back with her, and the roommate was there, and she was explaining to the roommate why she had left and why she was upset and how, you know, stressing out and whatnot. And, you know, she's explained to the friend, like, I guess maybe they're having other issues and whatnot. And apparently, dude was eavesdropping in the corner. When the friend had gone out to, I guess, leave, she had bumped into him, and he was trying to tell her to shush, shush, shush. And when she made the thing loud, like when she was like, oh, well, you're here, why are you doing this? Like, why are you why are you in the corner, whatever? She said that, you know, he came out and he was getting loud and aggressive with the girl. And I guess the girl must have said something to him that he didn't like. I can't remember exactly what she said. And this is not the woman, this is not the fiance, this is the friend. He punched the friend in her mouth. And it was really weird, like, the way she described the reaction from the friend. It was like maybe they were used to this behavior from him, because the girl was just kind of like, oh my god, like, why would you hit me? And then but it wasn't like, it didn't sound like she was super shocked about it. Like, it wasn't any big wow. He started going and having some sort of temper tantrum and punching walls and hitting things and throwing things down and just pretty much destroying his room or whatever, and kind of like causing a lot of trouble. And I believe his roommate had said something to him, and it was kind of like, shut up kind of thing, like, and slammed the door in the roommate's face. And then she said once he slammed the door in the roommate's face, after the roommate talked to him, told him he was being too loud, he turned on her. And that's when he started hitting her and hitting her, hitting her. And, you know, the roommate, I guess, heard the ruckus and came to the door. And when he opened it, she ran into the roommate's room. And at this point, the roommate is in between the two of them, like, don't hit her. And he pulled a knife on the roommate. And then the roommate ran out. And at that point, it was her and him in the apartment. And that's when he continued to hit her and kick her and abuse this poor woman. And she said he must have taken a break to go and grab something from his room. And in that time, she managed to run out into the street. But it was Halloween. So imagine someone comes out Halloween on the street, blood all over their face, blood all over their body, all that jazz, shirt ripped. As I said, I'll leave the link below and you guys can look at this yourselves. But she ran out into the street and people didn't even believe her. Someone finally did believe her. Apparently the roommate had run out to go call the ambulance. And people stood with her and they helped her and she went to the hospital. But she was a complete mess. Now, that's pretty much what happened. Apparently she was pressing charges, but I don't understand how he's still on the road and stuff. So I'm not going to comment on all of that. I can't comment anything further, but I've given you guys pretty much what I gathered from the live stream and the information that she gave, and I wholeheartedly believe. Also in the live stream, she mentioned that this was not the first time he had done it. It was actually the second time, but she was staying with him for, I guess, an extended period of time. And The first night he had actually abused her in the club where all the men were. And I'm pretty sure it's the same set of men that were there the night we were there, and they know what he's capable of. It's infuriating because this man is still on the road. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. In this country, domestic abuse isn't taken seriously. I feel like that's why he's still on the road. People were commenting on the post that the woman had made, and a person had exposed his whole government name. Dante is not his government name. That's the name he gives people. She had exposed where he hangs out. He pretty much hangs out all around the Itaewon area, in different clubs around the Itaewon area. And that's very scary because even though the club that we went into was not a very popular location, unless I guess you're one of the local friends that go there, the other two places that she mentioned are quite popular. You know, if you guys are to go to Itaewon, you might bump into this person. And that's why I'm making this video, to spread awareness about him, but then also for us to have a very important conversation about abuse, domestic abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, abuse within relationships. And I feel like it is an important conversation for us to have, because a lot of people don't know what to do when they get in these situations, or they don't know the telltale signs they need to look for, or the telltale signs that they need to get out. I honestly want all of you to understand how valuable you are. We each have our own path and we're capable of achieving so much. So never let someone else determine your fate. When staying with an abuser, you know, your life is in jeopardy. I will let you guys know that I have never been abused on any level. I understand that some people may not think I should have much to say on the situation because I've never been abused, and I know that TV shows and reading articles and being a psych major and studying these things, you know, that doesn't entitle me to know all of everything. It doesn't. It really doesn't. But I feel like just as a person from the outside looking in, I just want to reassure you guys all that you are very, very, very important. And if you are ever in a situation that you feel like you literally cannot get out of, whether it's as a young child, because I know young girls follow me, and you know, people from outside of the home can be dangerous, but within the home, they can be just as dangerous. And I know that not from personal experience, as I said, but from people I love and care about coming forth to me and letting me know what has happened to them at the hands of people that were supposed to keep them safe. That if you're too afraid to go to your parents, there are so many other resources. Now, because of the age that we're in, there are therapists online. There have always been helplines that you can call. If it comes down to it, email me. But I don't want any of you to have to go through any of these things. I just kind of also want to outline the telltale signs within an abusive relationship, whether it be mentally, physically, emotionally. The first thing that you'll notice about the person is that they'll lash out on you, but immediately. Let's say they hit you. Let's say they call you an awful name. Immediately, they'll be remorseful. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I never meant to do it. I'll never do it again. I never meant to do it. I'll never do it again. Those are certain things that you will hear from them. And depending on how long they've laid low, you might actually fall for that the first time. Because love is a funny thing. Love, lust, just intimacy, they're all very tricky things to be involved with. Because once you become extremely intimate, once you become extremely attached to someone, it's hard to let them go. And so when they do something so evil as to hit you, you're taken aback. And then there's the immediate apology. So you don't even get a moment to process what's happened. You just see them being remorseful and regretful and just like, oh my God, I never meant to do this. I will never do it again. But it's like, why did you do it in the first place? Where is this coming from? It seemed too natural, and now you're immediately apologizing to me. These are things that you guys have to think about if you're in the situation. What they've gone through does not entitle them to abuse you, continue the chain of abuse. And also, what they've been through is not for you to take on. withholding information. A lot of the times when people are being, let's say, emotionally abusive, they might withhold information from you. If someone withholds information from you and then waits until someone pops up and says something to you about it, that's problematic. Also, the blame game. That's something else you guys need to look out for. I may have actually been in an emotionally abusive relationship, if not a controlling relationship, when I was my first serious relationship when I was about 16. And I would never cheat on this guy. I would do everything in my power to make sure that I was with him for extended periods of time because he didn't like me to be away. However, he was definitely cheating on me. And it took me a very long time to realize this. And withholding information, I can give you another perfect example with myself. He was withholding information from me in regards to a tattoo on his arm. And that's a whole other story for a whole other day. But we were a year and a half in when I found out that that was a lie. He would have girls saved under different romantic ringtones. He would have all that going on. And at the end of the day, he would accuse me of cheating. Don't forget these things. The continuous apologizing, withholding of information, just the blame game in general, just trying to blame you for things that they're projecting their feelings onto you. This is manipulation at its finest. Manipulation is used to control. So I guess I just wanted to talk to you guys because I know there has to be someone out there that is going through something, has been through it, is trying to overcome it. Just know that you are bigger than the abuse. That abuse, that shame, that guilt, all of that you're feeling does not belong to you. It belongs to the person that put it upon you. Don't be afraid to hand that to the person that deserves to have it. And that person is not you. And I feel like I'm just so passionate about this because there's so many people hurting in this world and they just don't have the confidence to speak up. But if you can't talk to family and friends, because I've seen that go south, talk to someone else. As I said, my inbox is always open. Do not let anyone take advantage of you because you are extremely valuable. And if you are overcoming abuse, congratulations to you. It's probably a long, hard, bumpy road, but I'm sure that you will be able to overcome it. Altogether, when you guys go out, be careful. When I see girls leaving the club with men they've just met, don't do that. Because anything can happen. What if Kim had gone home with Dante and then she would have ended up another victim? What would have happened then? You guys need to think about this. And so when you go out, remember, you don't know these people from anywhere. Exchange numbers, converse, maybe go on a couple dates, and then try to make your judgment from there. And even then, sometimes you're not safe, but at least you did your due diligence as opposed to leaving the club with someone you didn't know and possibly being in a very dangerous situation. So I want everyone to be careful. It doesn't matter if you're in Korea. It doesn't matter if you are back home. Be careful when you go out because you never know who you're going to encounter. You don't know anyone's life. You don't know anyone's past. You don't know anyone's mindset, how they are mentally. You don't know if they're a psychopath. You don't know if they're just a sociopath. You don't know anything about these people. Be very aware. Some things will slip between the cracks and you literally won't be able to catch them. But just try to be aware. But as I said, I will leave all the information below in the description box. If you are out in these Korean streets and you do see this man, you can steer clear of him. I hope that you guys took something away from this video and that I was able to help someone. Remember, my Instagram DMs, my email, even my Facebook page, they're always open and I'm always available to have conversations with you guys if you need any help, if you need any advice or anything. And, feel free to share this video, like, subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. I love you all. And as always, stay safe. And it's a peace. And it's a love. And it's a annyeong.